Good morning, everybody. It's a nice bright 6 a.m. on Thursday, the last day of July. I'm Evelyn Thoren. I am your host. We have Sam Chase as my co-host this morning. Bob Hoey isn't with us. We hope that he will be soon at some point. I know that John's been posting different things about his situation on Facebook and keeping us up to date. So we wish him well, and we would ask anybody out there that knows Bob to be praying for him because he has a lot of heart issues, which we certainly can talk about if we want to. But anyway, we want to make sure that everybody knows that, and we'll see what we're going to talk about today. Vivian Merrill is coming in at the 7 o'clock mark, and we'll talk to her about all the stuff on the Prelude and all the different hats.
So if you want to send Bobby a card, that's his address. Take your fancy phone out of your pocket. Take a picture. You need all those lines. That's what the hospital said. You need every single line there, just the way they have it. Thank you.
Yeah, we can put that up every so often because people will tune in for different things. So anyway, I know we're on Facebook, as long as John tells me that.
Yeah, we are.
Yep, good. And
We're on Facebook, YouTube,
in Chelmsford for the
Tewksbury, Drake,
yep, all
Kingsborough.
the different places. So coming in, I looked at the temperature on my deck, and it was like 73 degrees this morning.
Mm-hmm.
However, I did send you a picture of the thermometer in the shade at 107, which I thought was a little much.
That's toasty.
Yes, you
Yesterday?
think? Oh,
Is it muggy out there today?
yes.
Yes.
Because I opened the door to suck in fresh air, and I was like, nah, I don't want
I
that
wouldn't
fresh
do
air.
that.
No.
It's very humid.
Leave your AC on.
Yeah, because it dries everything out and it feels a little bit cooler. But anyway, so that's the weather. But there was some interesting things going on if people have or have not been following it, and I haven't followed it really super closely, but there was an underground volcanic activity near the Russian shore on the other side of the Pacific from California and Hawaii and stuff. And they think that if it had been not under the water and it had been on land, it would have been a 9. They first thought it was 8.2, then it's 8.8, and they've had hundreds and hundreds of aftershocks. Some of those aftershocks,
8.8 is pretty serious.
well, yeah, and some of the aftershocks are higher than what normally occurs in.
Well, it didn't affect us at all.
Pardon me?
Didn't affect us at all. The Ruskies got it.
Well, they got the earthquake part, and everything shook, but they said there wasn't any damage. But that probably was because the insulating
That's
value of the water.
Russian propaganda. Buildings were knocked off their foundation. I saw video.
Well, I didn't see video, so I'm going according to what I read.
I'm just
earlier.
telling you what I saw.
Yeah, and it's highly unlikely that there would be little
When you
damage
hear-
with that.
When you hear Russian news, I think Sam would go along with me. It's usually a made-up story when you hear Russian news.
When you hear U.S. news, it's usually a made-up story.
Good point, Sam.
Yeah, they're all pretty much following the same mantra lately.
Well, yeah, but to John's point, the Russians, it's really state-sponsored propaganda, in this country, it's the news media trying to figure out how they need to keep their ratings up, which is why a lot of these networks aren't doing well, because people don't accept what they hear, so.
Well, it isn't just that, they've become partisan. And if you can't
Well,
try
because
to
they
remain neutral,
because they think they have an audience. I mean, what I've figured out, it's it's taken me a while, but I figured it out that people on the political left they don't think they're leftists. They think they're mainstream. Okay. So the people who are left of center in this country constitute somewhere between 20 and 25% of the population. But the folks at the major networks tend to be liberally inclined, but they don't think they're liberal. They think they're mainstream, and that's why they report the way they do, because they think this is the way most people think. And what we know from looking at the ratings on some of these networks is they're wrong. That isn't the way most people think. Most people in this country, I've said it 100 times, and I'll probably say it 100 more times before I die, we are a center, slight right country. That's where we are politically as a whole. Center, slight right. Not too right, just slight right. The network news is center, half left, okay? That's where they are. That's not mainstream. Mainstream in this country is center, slight right, okay? That's why they're losing audience share. That's why CNN and MSNBC are not doing well, because they think they're mainstream, but they're not, and they're losing their audience, and to a lesser extent, the major commercial networks, ABC, NBC, CBS, they all have a left bias, as we know. That's not where the country is. That's a problem for them. So.
well, I think they're all shocked at
Yeah.
the ratings that the current president is getting when they do the polls. And they're looking for poll data that will support their position.
Right.
Which everybody does to a certain extent. So it makes them feel good. Or to point out to the American people, see, what we told you was right. But it's all
But they never
skewed.
say when they're wrong, okay?
Well, and they don't apologize.
No, they don't
either
apologize, and they
if
don't
they've
say
made
when they're wrong.
mistakes,
And
generally speaking, they
most
just don't
people,
do that.
most people don't like that.
No, they want people to be honest with
Right.
them. But it'll be interesting to see as the country ages out and the past generations now take our place as to whether or not that mindset will change. But
Well, things go in cycles, as we all know, and you and I are old enough to have gone through 4 or 5 cycles. So, we've seen it. My father used to say, hang the wide ties in the closet, eventually they'll come back into style.
fashion is
And-
interesting. I have a story for
And
that.
that is so true. Human nature doesn't change much. If you go back and you study antiquity, the history of 3,000, 4,000 years ago, you'll find that those people were talking about the same things we talk about today in terms of human nature. Things don't change. Really, they don't. People's human nature, we may have more gadgets, we may have more things, but human nature really doesn't change that much. So,
So as far as fashion goes, I've told the story.
fashion changes though, right?
Well, to a certain extent,
Yeah.
but it's a 20-year cycle, roughly. So I'm going to be 74. When I was in high
What?
school. When I was in high school,
You look
in
like you're 22.
the 60s. Oh, gee, thank you, John.
So you would have graduated from high school in
69.
69, okay.
Right. So there were different things in the school that I went to that they did. And one was a fashion show. They did that it was like fundraisers, but they wanted us to have experience to be more well-rounded individuals. Well, I was one of the taller ones, so obviously I
What,
got chosen.
from a fashion standpoint, you mean?
No, from a social
Oh,
standpoint.
social, okay.
So that would know different things. So one of my aunts lived in Quincy in the Marymount area, which is down near Wollaston Bay. And one of her next door her next door neighbor, last name was Rimmer, Rimmer. And you can all look that up because the guy wrote some very raunchy books and made a lot of money. But anyway, the
Because
mother.
they sell.
Yeah. And so,
point.
and
Those
anyway,
nasty people bought those raunchy books.
they were very nice people.
There's a
but-
market for it.
Let me ask you, Evelyn, you're pretty level-headed, one of the most level-headed women I've ever met.
Oh, how do you
Okay.
like that? That's good.
I think more like a guy.
Why do women show cleavage?
I don't know. I don't have any.
Come on, no, I mean serious. I mean,
I don't even know if they think about it.
they have, oh.
Some do.
Evelyn, come on.
Oh, I think they
Okay,
think- I
They
think-
got these new push-up bras,
I think
push them
they
up
think
to their
about it.
neck,
Yeah.
and they,
All right. So
so you don't notice, okay.
no, wait a minute.
Please continue.
Oh, I noticed.
Can
but,
can I answer that question?
She's the girl.
Well,
You don't have
let me
cleavage,
finish.
Well,
Sam.
she said she didn't know.
Well,
Go
I
ahead.
don't know why. I
ahead.
cannot get in somebody else's head. So let me.
You know what, we'll go out, Sam, we'll go out.
Just-
We'll go out with my phone and we'll interview people at the mall.
There you go.
Yeah, I don't even want to care. So one
I-
of the things that happens, okay, never mind how the bras are or whatever it is, okay, because you need support, so that everything doesn't sink down to your waist. But what happens is that the fashion industry will have low-cut tops. And if you're large enough, this one isn't. I had one a little lower, so I decided I'm going to wear
Next
this
week.
one. Yeah. Well, I don't know. It's not going to.
Next week's cleavage week.
Yeah, right. But I don't. Anyway, not that anybody needs to know. I mean, I really don't because of the way physiologically I'm built. If I was built slightly differently with the same body mass, I would. But we don't need to go into details, too many details, because.
I want to
Of
hear
course, I don't-
Sam say, when you're finished yapping, I want to hear Sam.
I have a two-word answer, but go ahead.
Anyway, some people don't even think about it. It's just the way the fashion industry has been. Other people, I'm not exactly sure whether psychologically this or subconsciously there's something else that's going on. But generally speaking, anybody that I've seen or that has anything, it's only because of whatever they're wearing, because most of the time they're not wearing stuff that's
Okay,
very
that's
flaunt
Russian. I
stuff.
think that's
I have no
propaganda.
idea why
We're getting
people.
propaganda out of Evelyn. Okay,
Yeah.
Sam, I want to hear what you have to say.
Okay, ask the question again.
Why do women showcase cleavage?
2 words. Sex sells.
Why are they
Okay.
selling sex? You got old people that do this, and you have old.
You have
people-
old people that look, I see these 75-year-old women
Yep.
wearing, and they still have the long hair like they were teenagers,
Yep.
okay?
It looks beautiful.
I mean,
Well, it can.
it doesn't, the age doesn't matter, it's what's up here, it's the mind. So why do they have the cleavage? Because sex sells, it's that simple,
I
okay?
think they like to look attractive. They find that
Yes.
that turns heads. and-
Sex sells. I mean, yes, that's exactly right, yeah, that's why they do it.
So, and we can get back to whatever you wanted to talk about,
Yeah.
now that we got the viewership up.
Yeah, now now people are.
Well, I like to use, when I'm talking to people about presentation, and it's always great with this woman in the crowd.
Yep.
And I said, look, at presentation, it's all about how you present something. And then, well, doesn't mean I go say, that's why they invented the bra. Presentation. That's what it's all about, presentation.
Well, again, it goes back to what I said earlier about human nature. And you talk to people today, the younger people, and you say things like, the way you look is important and so on, and they say, oh, no, that's all changed. People are smarter than that. You know what? Human nature doesn't change, and if you're going for a job interview, you better look like $1 million. That's all I can say.
If you're gonna go trade
Okay.
your car in, you go to the car wash, you vacuum it out, you
Yeah,
wash the window.
absolutely right.
Why
Yes,
you
sir.
do that? Value, adds value.
Absolutely right. So if you're going to go for a job interview, you have to look like $1 million because you're in competition with everybody else that's going for that job interview. You need to do something to stand out. You need to look your best. You need to be your best, and so on and so forth.
And before we go off
that's
this
just the
topic-
way it is.
Before we go off this topic, I want to remind women,
Yep.
you don't stink. If they have all these ads on tell you that you stink, you don't. You don't need to buy all that stuff.
You
You
mean
smell wonderful.
the deodorant and the perfume and
Yeah.
all that other stuff? Yeah.
Women don't stink.
Well,
Well, if they don't take a bath, they do at some point, right?
Well,
Yes.
But they all do.
Well,
it's a matter of
if everybody smells bad, nobody notices. I mean, this is, why
All
do you
right, we
think,
can talk about that. Do we want to go back to bras?
why do you think they used to
Oh.
burn incense in the church?
Well, it isn't that. They had, all right,
You get 1,500 people in the Notre Dame Cathedral in Paris in the year 1600, it smells pretty powerful,
They
let
used
me
to take
tell
a
you.
bath once a year.
Yeah, if that,
all right.
if that,
All right.
right.
There's so much information here that
Mm-hmm.
we want to go back in terms of what actually is history. If you want to go back to the deodorant and all the other stuff,
No, I don't.
well, it's easy. It's a very short thing.
All right.
There were things in England called tussie-mussies. In the tussie-mussy, the women would have small bouquets of very fragrant flowers so that they would be able to just, wave them like this because of the fact that it was better to smell that than whatever else they were going to smell. And then I can go to another high school story where I read about Disraeli and all of the different prime ministers back in early England and how they would wear these heavy satin robes and stuff when they did Parliament and how bad everybody smelled. They would also take and spread lavender and different things on the floors because when they walked on it, then that fragrance would come up and it would take the place or try to mask whatever body odor was there. So there's a lot of history with that. Look it up if you're
To
interested in
John's
more
point, though,
details.
a lot of people didn't really start to bathe regularly until quite recently.
Well, it depends on your culture.
Well, Queen Victoria, she was an anomaly, okay? She bathed almost every day, which back then was very...
She could, she was a queen.
Well, right, I mean, she didn't, it was easy for her to do.
And then you had
But
Cleopatra
that-
that bathed in milk.
That was very unusual for a person to take frequent baths like that in the mid-19th century. People just didn't do that.
So when...
Wait a second, Ev. Why would Cleopatra want to bathe in milk?
Well, when you take a look at some of the history, that's what I recall.
I have not, so just...
They thought it was good for the skin.
It is, it's good for your
Yeah.
skin because of the fat and the different
Right.
things that's in milk.
So when I go to the store, I should get a cup full of cream and pour that on my bathtub?
There you go, take a milk bath.
You could. It's up to
And
you.
it's supposed to...
Well,
It's easier just to put a bunch of lotion
No
on you.
offense, but at your age, you're probably wasting your
It's still
time.
what? Ev?
I said it would be a lot easier just to buy lotion if you have dry skin.
Right.
Okay, lotion. Okay,
Yeah.
what kind of lotion is good for dry skin, in your mind?
Well, you have different brand names out there, and one is Vaseline. You have intensive care with regard to that. You've got, what the heck was the other one? Ceraphil. You've got Eucerin.
Beats me.
You've got all kinds of different things that have the oils that is necessary. But if we go back in time by centuries, they would have oils. We could even go back to Christ's time, where you had the person that anointed his head with oil and rubbed his feet and all this other stuff with the oil because it was a very expensive commodity in those days. And it was also very fragrant. So people did different things in order so that they wouldn't sort of offend people. Then you were talking about baths. And if you read up, even up in Lowell, if you, as far as, the Millstream girls and all this other stuff. If they would have a bath, many families would have a bath once a month. Part of the reason is that because they probably had to pump the water out of a well,
It's
carry
cold.
it in, and they had to heat it on the
Oh,
stove.
it was
You
a-
didn't have showers,
it
you
was
didn't
a
have all of the stuff that we've got
It was a
today.
tremendous production to take a bath.
Right, and so it would start
Before
with
indoor
the
plumbing.
head of
Yeah.
the family, the father would take the bath first, the mother would take the bath, the oldest kids, and the last kid that took the bath
And they
was the
would
baby.
use the same
Yes,
bath water. So
Yes.
if you were kid number 6th,
you were bad, it was bad.
It
You
was
were-
not good. And
However-
that was true of the mill girls, too. The mill
Right.
girls had the bath once a week, and you wanted to be the first one in.
Yeah.
Because...
So there's a whole lot of,
Yeah.
today, we're a little bit more obsessed with, with odor and smell, and that's why you've got such a big
Well, how
market.
about the Romans? They had these big baths. You go take a
public-
bath.
In
Yeah,
Romans,
the
in Romans'
public-
time, you had a lot of
public
public baths, because they had aqueducts that brought the water down from wherever, the hills. And they had an interesting series. Now, there was something that I saw that you should Google it, and I think it was India, where it looked like a bunch of, they dug down into the rock, and it was a whole series you could see in order to bring the water to where they needed it. No water surfaced, it was all underground, so it wouldn't evaporate. So I'll have to see if I can get that article to you guys. But it looked like miniature craters, and a whole row of them. I mean, a long row, miles and miles, where they were trying to get water into the cities and the towns and different things. And then there was articles also where Afghanistan is having issues with their water because there's so many people that are there, and the Taliban's not keeping up with the infrastructure, obviously. So there's a lot of people that are there that are that need water.
We don't realize how lucky we have it.
Well, we're pretty good because we have such a large, what do you want to call it, underground. We have a lot of water in comparison to other
Roman bathing complex.
countries.
I mean, since this,
We also have other commodities that
fits on
people
the
have,
screen better.
don't realize and we take for granted. And they keep finding out about stuff, but, you know, I mean, this is a strange twist of what we were going to talk about this morning. But and so when you had
Doesn't get bigger, okay.
all these people taking baths once a month or so,
So do you see anything that references what you're talking about here, Ev?
well, you can see the bath there, there's a pool.
Yeah.
But I'll take a look when you're talking about something else.
I got a comment. Ratings spiked with the bra talk.
Okay,
Yeah, you
well,
were right.
I can talk to you about the history of a bra because I looked it up while you guys were
The
talking about something.
history of bras. There we go.
Well, yeah, because it's recent.
It's Thursday. Let's talk about bra day.
Yeah.
So
Good
you don't
idea.
want to talk about this is the,
That's the construction of it?
I'm gonna guess, yeah.
Yeah.
We
I
gotta
I
walk
think
through.
a lot of the different cultural things like this is fascinating because when we think that we're so civilized, when you go back, except for the fact that they didn't understand bacteria, viruses, and all and algae and and fungus and all the other
This is
stuff.
great. I don't know where this is, but I can see where this would be popular. To take your bath.
Among other things. See, and you could pay to take public baths, obviously.
But the point is, 2,000 years ago, the Romans had running water in the houses. Hello?
Yeah, well, like I said,
And when did we have indoor plumbing in the U.S.?
yeah, well, we had to get to that point because
Right.
it was
With
different.
with that sweet hello you have, those they were done with lead pipes. That's why they were cuckoo.
Well, I understand that, but at least they had the technology, they had the understanding of how to do plumbing.
And there's a 10-minute video here on the.
We don't need
The
It's
word,
not
in
video.
fact, the word plumbing, to your point, comes from the Latin plumbum, which means lead, okay? Because, to your point, they
yeah.
used lead pipes. Did you
Okay,
know that?
Cool. I love all of this trivia that you come up
This
with.
is why you study Latin, so that you understand this.
Well, you had more than I did. I
Yes.
So
had,
Evelyn, due to popular demand,
I had 6 years of it.
We're gonna go back to bra talk, so.
Right.
well, I never got finished talking about the fashion thing. It's a short, it's
Well,
a
the
short thing.
audience likes this bra talk.
Right, well, anyway, I
Okay.
will say that in a minute. But when I was in high school, we had the fashion show stuff. And the lady, Mrs. Rimmer, who was a model
She wrote
out
the
of New
dirty
York
books,
City.
right?
Pardon me?
She wrote the dirty books.
No, her son did.
Oh, her son wrote the dirty books.
But anyway, so she was, I'm trying to think of which agency she was out of in New York. It was a modeling agency, and she wanted to take me as like a protege because I was tall and thin. In those days, 5'8" was tall. And that, but she said she had racks of clothes in her attic because fashion repeats itself every 20 years. And that's what I remember about Mrs. Rimmer, besides the
All
fact
right,
they had
so-
beautiful houses.
Let me ask you a question about the bras. So when did bras become commonplace for women?
After 1917,
Really? So you're
in
saying,
this country.
So in the United States, for example, in 1910, are you saying most women didn't wear bras in 1910?
Well, even after that, they probably didn't either because they couldn't afford it.
But they had other things, like they had corsets, which would
Well, that goes way back.
act sort of like
So
a bra,
then,
right?
what was used before bras?
Yeah.
No, I thought the corset was to sink the belly in. I thought
It is, but it does come up,
Well,
to that.
anyway,
Yeah.
before the modern bra, women used a variety of garments for breast support, including breast cloths, breastbands, and corsets, and they varied
There you
in
go.
style.
Corsets.
History of bras. By the high Middle Ages, some women in Western Europe were using bra-like garments to support and restrain their breasts. 15th century, let's get back here. This is Wikipedia. I don't know how
15th
accurate.
century now?
Yeah, let me
15th
get that.
century?
What country would that, well, Evelyn's
Europe.
for her phone here.
Wouldn't
I'm
be
gonna
this country.
Do
Right.
these two texts. Our parents always told us to make sure you have on clean underwear, just in case you get in trouble.
Yep, they did.
And this is Bart's comment about the bras. Ratings spiked with bra and sex talks. Oh, I didn't know we had sex talk. Oh, you were talking about dirty pictures, Sam. Maybe that's sex talk.
Well, I was talking about dirty books.
There you go.
Ratings. Do you have dirty books? Ratings plummeted.
I didn't say
when
that.
bad body odor talk persisted.
That makes sense.
Any baked goods today?
No, I was too tired. I didn't get home until like 8:30.
Poor Evelyn, she was.
I thought about it. I even
much
had a
work?
recipe in my head I was going to do, but I didn't do it.
Oh,
Anyway,
that's all right. We
so
don't
if
need
you
it
want,
anyways.
Go ahead, Evelyn.
all right. So if you want more information, just Google it. And Wikipedia has an awful lot of information here, and it
No,
goes back.
we're going to give them the information they need. They don't need to Google anything.
I'm just saying if they want to
So,
talk about more.
what-
So in
what-
the 14th century, women there were pictures, or there's paintings, or there's frescoes, or whatever you want to call it, depicting women wearing bikini-like garments. Some evidence suggests that during the Greco-Roman period, women developed specialized bra-like garments to support their breasts, and by the 14th century, the photo bra was in development in Europe. And then there were corsets from the 16th century on in the Western world, and then it comes forward to the 20th century. But the bra in this country, they credit a woman called Mary Phelps Jacob, also known as Carice Crosby, patented the most frequently referenced modern brassiere in 1914.
Wow.
So, and when they were like $2 a piece. So there's all
That
kinds
was a lot of money back then. $2 in 1914 was like
Yeah, that's,
$40 today.
no, I'd say it's more like 200.
And then when she invented it in 1910, she was only 19. And then
Wow.
they credit, according to Life magazine, Hermione
Hermione.
Cadol, well, it doesn't say, it doesn't look like that, of France invented the first modern bra in 1889, and it appeared in a corset catalog as a two-piece undergarment, among other things. So it was women that invented it,
Well, that makes sense.
which was a half-decent thing for at least to do that. And on the site history.com, it's a very interesting site, by the way.
Well, you remember back in the late 60s and 70s, the Burn Your Bra movement. Remember that? The women?
Oh, yeah, that was,
Google tells us $2. It's worth $64 now.
All right.
oh,
So we're both wrong, Sam. But nonetheless,
I was closer, though.
imagine going. I'm going to buy a bra for $64. I don't think so.
well, some of them today are that money.
Really?
Depends on what you've got. Yeah, you don't need to know. I don't.
What's in it for $64?
Well, it has to do with,
Cleavage, super cleavage.
it has to do with brand names,
Yeah, it's
and it has
ridiculous.
to do with the construction of it.
Probably
and
about
what
a
is
dollar's
expected.
worth. Probably about a dollar's worth of
I
material.
don't know that. I don't know that. I think it's more than that, but that's okay. And then there's underwire, which gives far more support than that. But there, you know that in Gone with the Wind, that if you remember, one of the scenes of all the girls was that you had them putting on all the corsets before they put
Yeah,
on all those
corsets
big, beautiful dresses.
And the underwear, right.
So anyway, there's a lot of information that's out there, in case anybody is aware. They also have,
Wasn't the girdle a rubber corset?
I have no idea. I'd have to look that one up.
The girdles, I don't think, go up as high as the corsets do.
Well, today you have spandex.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't wear girdles because one of the purposes of girdles was to hold up your nylons. And
I can remember my mother's, yeah, you're right, with the girdles, and then it had the little things
Yes.
that hung down from the,
Yeah.
you're right, to hold up the stockings. I remember
Yeah.
that. Yep.
And
Yep.
then there were some other things that they had, which was really
They
crazy.
don't still have those stockings, do they? It's all pantyhose now, isn't it?
Depends.
Do they
Depends.
still have the old-fashioned
I don't, well, I don't know.
Oh. No.
I'm assuming the answer would be yes, because the seams in the back came back because, as John likes to, and you said, it's sexy.
The seams are sexy? All right, I'll take your word
Yeah,
for
the
it.
fishnet stuff. Yeah, a lot of people.
Well,
turns them
fishnet
on.
is,
Turns them on.
But you had different people that manufactured these things, and then you got to cup size, so that you
oh,
instead
there
of
go the ratings again.
so that you would, it would be a
Turn that up,
standard.
honey. She just said cup
That's right.
size.
There goes your ratings.
Anyway, we can move along a little bit, but there was all kinds of different things.
Very interesting.
In 1941, Permalift released the Bullet Bra, their cone-shaped cups.
Oh, I remember those.
And that reached the peak of popularity in the 50s when
Yep.
sweater
We
girls.
got to
Yep.
get a look at the bullet bra. I'll
Yeah.
get it up.
Well, you look up Jane Russell and Marilyn
Jane Russell
Monroe.
and Marilyn Monroe
I'm
would
just
be the ones to find.
Then they
for that.
didn't invent the
Right.
padded bra until 1947. And then you've got all kinds of information here. Then there were training bras, because that would be for preteens
Yep.
and all this other stuff, so that psychologically women would get used to that. Now, there are women out there that don't like any of this stuff. And
$35 for this puppy, right? The Exquisite Form Brassiere Bullet Bra.
they still sell them.
I guess so.
Bullet bra. I didn't realize that's what they
And
were
then there's
called.
the Wonder Bra. That was in
I don't know
1964.
what the Wonder. Let's see the Wonder Bra.
Then there was the No Bra Bra.
The no bra.
Yeah, that's for people that didn't have much, because it was like, not much, but it was.
Wonder
you
Bra
had
is
enough.
one word.
So, and then there's the sports bra, so that is a
Yeah,
lot
that's
tighter, so that when
Sports
you
bra,
jog,
that's right, yep.
you don't harm yourself if you're larger.
There's the Wonder Bras.
We're not seeing it on the screen.
Oh my God, you're missing half the excitement.
Oh, that's why I'm.
I don't really
Oh, there
care.
we go. All right. Oh, there goes your ratings again. All
I
right.
like the red one.
Which
There's
was
a red one?
Which is the red one? Oh, that one.
Looks good. Okay,
All right,
what's the next bra?
It says 85 years. They've had Wonder Bras for 85 years.
And it's one word. Wonder Bra.
Wonder Bra. All right.
It's the only woman know this stuff. This guys that go, wow.
so look up sports bras.
Sports bras.
So sports bra, it's an ancient garment that was used by women in ancient Greece and Rome for support and modesty,
Oh, there you go.
particularly during physical activity. So that holds you in.
Yeah, so that's a little bigger. It
Well,
looks
it's
like.
heavy.
Well,
and
there's no
duty.
bounce when they're running down the street.
Well, that depends on how big you are in one of those. So we
No,
won't,
they
we
got-
won't go there. Usually the people that you see are not very large.
No, I have a woman friend that she's been blessed, and she likes to jog, and she says, "Yeah, I can. This crunches them right down. They don't move at all, like this."
Yeah, it holds them in place. And then you have nursing bras, so that you can wear a bra, but if you have to nurse a baby, the whole front of it drops off. Anyway.
Yep. We had a town meeting rep that used to nurse her baby in the middle of town meeting, remember?
Yes.
And
And after a while, she chose not to do that.
how did
because
Chenford Telemedia treat that?
That's a good question.
She was modest, and that was fine.
You got any other bras?
Anything else? No, I'm not going to go any further than that, because I think that's enough for a day.
Okay.
Anyway, so fashion is interesting, and apparently it starts with undergarments. And definitely a different kind of way to talk on a show about what it is women wear. Then you've got jock straps, and you've got cups, and you've got all kinds of stuff that men wear for protection. So we could talk about that, but it seems as though we have more of a male audience than a female audience,
I
and usually
find
women.
those cup things very uncomfortable.
Yeah, but sometimes you have to use them like in
No,
baseball,
I just
football.
Never
Hockey.
liked them.
Yeah,
Never liked
hockey. I mean, it's,
Hockey, it's important.
And safety in hockey has changed dramatically from when we were in high school, because now they have helmets, there's a lot of stuff.
I
And-
played,
Mouth guards.
I
So they
played
keep your teeth.
hockey.
They also now, they sell neck guards.
It's
Out of
unbelievable.
what is it? What is that?
Kevlar.
Out of Kevlar, which is not good either, because there was somebody that died because the skate hit the carotid artery and they bled to death on the
Well,
ice or
when
something.
I played ice hockey in high school, and I played 2 years in college, and when I started in high school, we had no helmets. This is in the early 60s, okay? We had no helmets. Mouth guards, forget it, okay? And the goalies, a lot of times the goalie didn't wear a mask, and if they did, it was a baseball catcher's mask, okay? So the equipment was not what it is today. I mean, you're pretty well protected. And football, the same thing. I mean, the level of protection in football has gone up quite a bit in the last 30 or 40 years. The helmets are much more sophisticated and better able to protect you.
They do a better job.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely, they do.
So if we turn the page, there's a whole lot of stuff going on with the market basket.
Yeah,
Hey,
And
before we do that,
I haven't really followed that too much.
this
Yes.
morning, they're telling me the N-word's coming back.
That's not good.
why?
There are a certain amount of people that are black.
Yes, there
that
are.
that want to segregate out the bad actors in the black skinned community, and they're going to call them N's.
They're going to call them what? Ns, yes. Well, there is a word that doesn't mean.
That's coming back.
There is a word, I'm not even going to say it because I don't
No.
want any.
Well, the word police don't watch until 7. So.
I understand that, but it's a word that doesn't mean anything close to being black in a derogatory way, and they've taken that out also. So we won't go there, but maybe you can figure out what that word is.
Yes, I know what you're talking
Yes,
about.
so there is a word we used to use that had nothing to do with that, and because some people were stupid and they didn't look it up,
What's
so
the
they'd
letter
be
it
more
begins with?
intelligent, they told you were
The
racist
word-
when you used
The
it.
word means cheap. That's what you're talking about.
Yeah, because that's
It
part of the
sounds
word,
like a
but it doesn't
bad
have
word,
anything to do with that.
But that just shows you how ignorant people are.
Well, that's what I said. They're
Right.
stupid. So that's interesting that would be
Right.
coming back. But there's a lot of stuff that they're doing today that's, I think, is absolutely stupid. All this swearing that they're intentionally doing because they think it's going to get them someplace politically, because Trump doesn't care what he says or when he says it. And it's just, I think that that's just stupid. So anyway, so where were we? We were trying to deal with market basket.
You wanted to talk about, and which is, I mean, I've read some stuff, but I haven't really gotten into it that much. My understanding is that the sisters that form part of the board of directors, I guess Art Demoulas only owns 28% of the stock or something like that. It's a lot less than a majority share. So, of course, he can be outvoted in terms of.
Do you think they were biding their time from the last time?
I didn't get, you could be right, but and I may not be remembering this accurately, probably somebody who's watching the show will call in and correct us, but my sense is that the sisters weren't that adamant the last time. Maybe I'm not remembering this correctly.
There's new people.
But, yeah, and I think they may be being influenced by others. But I could be wrong there.
Well, aren't they like,
Yeah.
not brothers, but like the spouses of some
Yeah.
of the other ones and different things?
Could be.
And those are the ones that got rid of a lot of the managers, and all they had to do was say one word or something, and they read a lot between the lines, and they got rid of them.
Exactly.
And the problem that a lot of people are having with any of this is,
Sticks and stones may break your bones, but names
Yeah.
will never hurt me. Remember that one.
Well, that's good advice. What I did read, though, is that they interviewed some of the, I'll always call it demoulas, I'm sorry,
Yeah, employees.
I can't help it.
But they have to be careful.
They did interview some of the market basket longer-term management employees, and their comment was, and they were talking about whether or not the employees today have the same feeling that they did several years ago when they had the strike and the walkout and so forth. And a lot of the executives are saying, back then, the core element of the employee base, they really cared about the company, they really cared about him. They're saying now that that's not the way it is. They're not getting the levels of loyalty from the employees that they had, 15 years ago?
Right,
that this
well, a lot
happened?
of the employees are a lot younger, so they don't have
They're
the
younger,
same
and the
sense.
comment was, a lot of them, they're not reliable, they don't always show up, this kind of thing, and they were saying that wasn't the case 15 years ago. So according to these management people at Market Basket, the culture has changed. And that's why they're saying, that's why you're not seeing the public reacting to this story the way they reacted 15 years ago.
Well, part of the reason the public's not going to react to some stuff is because Market Basket is one of the least expensive supermarkets around, and they're certainly not going to go spend more money someplace else.
Well, not only is it less expensive, I find that Market Basket generally has a better selection. So you go to Stop and Shop, and you might find 4 brands of an item. You go to Market Basket, you'll find 8 brands of the item. And to me, that's worth something, the fact that you have a greater choice in selection.
All that Arthur DeMoss has to do is grab any one of these TV microphones and just say, look, here's the deal. I want to buy my sisters out. For my friends out there that are affluent enough,
Send money.
call my office and send me $1,000 or $10,000 or send me $1 million.
How old is he, do you know?
He's younger than we are.
Is he? Yeah, he looks it.
That's all, and then he'd get the money. Money's not a problem. This guy is. Everybody loves Arthur DeMoss. Just buy out your. We'll send you the money.
Well, if it's about money, and maybe they think they should be making a
Buy
higher
your
profit
sisters
margin.
out. Buy your sisters out.
I think that some of the philosophy is that if there was savings, they pass it on to the consumer.
Right.
And then you have an awful lot of people at the top, and we've had that conversation here, that believe that the bottom line is what's in their pocketbook, not what it is that's helping anybody else.
Well, it's a long-term versus a short-term strategy. That's what it is. So, if you're in it for the long term, it's a family business, you're interested in seeing the business continue and so forth, you're going to make the investment in the company infrastructure, you're going to make the investment in the employee base and the customer base. If you're in it for the short term, you don't care. You're going to milk it for the cash flow, and then you're going to sell it and get out. Okay, those are the two.
Well, because it's a business.
Right, those are the two philosophies.
MB meaning Market Basket. Give me a break. Millionaires fighting other billionaires. How many yachts can you water ski behind?
Well, you only can water ski behind one at a time if it's an individual. I see that the problem is that there were certain individuals that didn't have enough power, and they're looking for more power and control. And it may not have anything to do with quote-unquote misconduct. And then he had articles out there where they've let go all of the people that he would have called in for whatever the depositions were that they were trying to have.
They can still be deposed.
True, but they'd maybe have a little bit more clout if they were still employed. But for a company to take employees of 27, 30 years and get rid of them, depending upon their age bracket, those people could sue the company because they're getting close to retirement
Yep.
age and they're trying to get rid of them and all this
Yeah,
other
that-
stuff. I mean, there's a lot of
You have to be
potential lawsuits out there
You have to be
against
careful
this
with that
group.
stuff, right?
Yeah, and, but a lot of them also started when they were between 17 and
Yep.
19 to work for the company and
Yep.
stayed.
Yep.
And that's unfortunate that there is no sense of value with regard to people like that. And maybe they want to hire all the illegal aliens and pay them a lot less. I don't know. You don't know what the mentality is because a lot of people will lie or they'll say something else to your face and then you can just read between the lines. I find it very unfortunate. I like to shop at Market Basket simply because generally speaking, it's less money.
Which store do you usually go to?
Well, I'm everywhere. So,
You're closest to Westford.
I've never run into you in a store, Evelyn, so you can't be everywhere.
well, I understand that, but when he asked which one,
Yeah.
I will go to Chelmsford. That's
There-
in Eastgate Plaza.
Yes, that's a nice store.
Yes, because they happen to have
Yeah.
some things that Westford doesn't have.
Yes, they do.
I don't think the new wave of employees at Market Basket really care about the family fight.
And that's
They
what,
just want a job and a paycheck.
and that is what I was saying earlier. The corporate executives that they interviewed pretty much said that the employee culture has changed. There isn't the fierce loyalty that they had 15 years ago. So I think that comment is echoes what the interview said from those folks. So, you know.
So you
and-
asked where I go. So Westford Market Basket is closer to
Right,
me.
that's
Because
right.
I'm on the Westford line.
Right.
So I will go out there. I prefer to try to do everything in Chelmsford because it supports Chelmsford business. And then we have, on the way up to the house we have in New Hampshire, depending upon which way I've gone, on Route 125, there are Market Baskets. I've stopped there
Okay.
once or twice
So
in
you
the
go to
past.
New Hampshire Market Baskets too.
Well, I also go to the one in Nashua that's on Daniel Webster Highway. And then there's one on the other side of the river in Hudson. I've been there many times.
That's a nice store. Yeah, I've been to that one.
And so, and then we have the brand new one that's on the other side of the Merrimack when you cross over the Rourke Bridge. That's very nice inside that one.
I haven't
I've
been
been
in-
there.
have not been
several,
in that
many
one.
times. And I've been to the one it's relatively new in the grand scheme of things in Rochester, New Hampshire.
So,
So on the way up, usually that's
Do you see
where I
much of a
stop.
difference between these stores?
No, they're all pretty much laid out exactly the same. There's very little difference.
the difference is in the people, the customer service. I find that the Westford people, the employees, they're not as customer friendly
Well,
as
just
they are in the
over
other
the last,
stores.
since this started, I walk into different supermarkets. Going to Hannaford, you can have a party in the aisle with your whole family and no one's going to interrupt you.
Mm-hmm.
The place is very few customers in.
Right.
Then I go to Super Walmart. Same thing. You can have a party. It's busier at the Super Walmart than it is in Hannaford.
Same thing with Stop and Shop. Not that
Well,
many
Stop
people.
and Shop is
Stop
like
and
dead.
Shop, it's like a club. You have to have a key to get in there, and what's your phone number for your
Well, with
special
Stop and
price?
Shop, it changed hands. When Stop and Shop first came to Chelmsford, it was different.
Oh, yeah.
The people that ran it.
Well, it's Dutch owned now. It's foreign ownership.
Well,
Oh, that's
regardless
why
of
they
that,
have
the
wooden shoes.
people they hire.
Wooden shoes on sale?
I guess so. I don't know.
I think that,
Windmills.
well, I'm just saying, Stop and Shop in Chelmsford, when they first started, regardless of who owned it, the people that worked there, okay, in leadership, they were community-oriented, they
We're
wanted
talking
to-
about when it was in the center.
Oh, Purity Supreme?
Well, Purity Supreme, and then it became Stop and Shop.
Yeah, but Stop and Shop is the new one across from Market Basket.
No, I
in Eastgate
understand,
Plaza.
but when we first moved to Chelmsford, the Stop and Shop was,
Well, we had Alexander's, too.
I'm trying to remember, was
We had a
it?
lot of different kinds of things. I mean, and I grew up remembering
I
Quincy.
can't remember whether, we moved in 79. Now, I don't remember whether that was a Purity Supreme or Stop
Well, it was a
and Shop.
Purity Supreme when we moved in 1981.
All right, so it was Purity Supreme, and then at some point, it became Stop and Shop.
And then they moved because they
Right.
couldn't expand in that plaza.
That's right, it was Purity. when we
Now,
moved
like
in.
I said, I grew up in Quincy. There's no Market Baskets in Quincy. Now, they did put a Market Basket like in Hanover, and a lot of people use that because of the price on the different things. If you can do a large volume and that creates a lot of clientele, then you keep your prices relatively low and you make your money up in the volume of what it is that you do, as long as you're making a profit.
And
But in Quincy,
supermarket
there's a
profits,
place.
in general, are pretty slim anyway.
Yes,
I'm
and a lot of people
surprised.
don't realize that.
Yeah.
And I had some idiot that I was listening to on Sirius Radio, and it was a Democrat. They were interviewing the guy. I don't know who it was per se, because there's no
Just tell us the story.
nothing was
Ev.
scrolling across the bottom.
Tell us the
But
story.
as soon as he made the comment about, well, beef prices are still high, well, that has nothing to do with the president, it has to do with the fact there's no beef. So, and the fact that the ranchers haven't got it because of rain and a lot of the ranch land has been bought up and developed. And so there's a lot of different kinds of reasons why we don't have beef.
Supply and
And
demand.
why the prices are high.
As simple as that.
And that, if you do that, and if you want to do the research on why certain things are high or they're not high, the same thing with the eggs.
Well, Ev, beef, is it healthy to eat beef?
Depends on your
I'll
particular.
come back to you in a second, Sam.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Generally speaking, I would say no. But beef has a lot of iron in it, and if you have beef that has not been doctored up with antibiotics and all the other stuff that they
You
use,
can't tell. So,
well, you can
overall-
because you can be allergic to all that stuff, and it
overall,
does
beef
have a
in
problem.
your
with-
mind is healthy, not healthy? You don't want to say.
No, I
Okay,
don't,
so
because.
Sam, beef in your mind, healthy, not
It
healthy?
depends on your body. People metabolize things differently. So for some people need the protein that red meat provides. So eating some red meat every week is actually a good thing. But it's like everything else, you can overdo it, all right?
Can't eat every day.
No.
Yes, I think that's right. But I will tell you this, and we don't eat that much, but go out to dinner, and I'll have a prime rib. And I've got to tell you.
Glad you brought that up.
I've got to tell you, after I eat that prime rib, I have more energy, I'm more alert, I'm more awake, okay? So that's how the beef affects me, but it doesn't affect everybody that way. So it depends on the individual, I think, is the right answer
So,
for that.
Sam, prime rib,
It's delicious.
where do you get your best prime rib?
I like Princeton Station in North Chelmsford. I think they have excellent prime rib.
I don't think Evelyn does prime rib, so I'm not going to ask her.
Well, I did the last time, but not here. That was in Rochester. It was called Granite Steak and Grill. It's on Route 11. So speaking of restaurants,
Yeah, she's,
when you ask about restaurants, we have a new one in Chelmsford called the Smoke Shop.
oh,
It's
excellent.
all
I'll pick it up
barbecue,
next.
and it's very good.
It's wonderful.
And it's where Nobo and CVS on Boston Road across from the library. So it's brand-new restaurant. So far, the steak place hasn't opened up.
Now, if you like ribs, this new place is the place to go. And like the old Floremos restaurants, the meat falls off the bone. Well, that's this place. I mean,
That's how I
yeah,
cook it.
you go in there and it's just so tender and it's really good. I
Yeah,
mean,
Glenn had the-
hopefully they'll do a good business there.
And when people talk about spare ribs, I prefer beef versus pork. There's a place when we were talking about places to buy stuff in the city of Quincy on the Southern Artery across from the police station on C Street. They have a place called Roxy's, Roxies. Roxy's has been around since I can remember, little girl. They were a meat market. They have other things in there that reduce prices, but generally speaking, it's a meat market. And when I was, I think it was when we were first married, moved back to Chelmsford, I'd visit my parents, I'd definitely go down there. They had racks of beef ribs, because beef is big. I'd buy something about like this, and it was like this, the bones, with the beef on them. Of course, the guy cuts as much beef off, and it was $1 a pound. You're lucky to get beef ribs today under 10, which is unfortunate. And then the same thing happened with short ribs. Short ribs used to be very inexpensive. I'm trying to think how far back, maybe 20 years, 25 years. All of a sudden, it became a thing on the Food Network, and then the price jacked itself up. Of course, now because of the availability of beef, things are more expensive. I looked at stuff. I was at Sam's Club in Hudson yesterday. I looked at what the cost of meat was, just in case it was enough to tempt me to buy ribeyes. and it was not. So, and I like bison. I would eat buffalo meat
Never
because
had it.
it's lean.
What's it taste like?
It tastes like beef.
Oh, okay.
And it's not. I like that.
Aren't they protected animals though?
Yeah, but you got to watch because just like with deer, there's a whole lot of them. I would caution everybody. We're coming up to the 7 o'clock time frame. Please be aware that there's a lot of deer out there. I was on School Street last weekend,
Yes.
or 2 weekends ago, and the car in front of me did hit a small deer
Oh,
and just
boy.
kept driving.
Oh, that's
And I
not,
was like, oh my
not good,
gosh,
not
this
good.
is awful. But it went back across the street. And then when I forget where, I think I was on Brentwood, Big Doe was in the front yard going across the street until it saw my van and then it went the other direction.
You gotta be careful.
And then when I was coming back from the lake to, I think, watch kids or whatever it was I was going to do that time, I think it was either a fox or a coyote that ran in front of my van. So I'm thinking, they're out to get my van. So I'm
Must
being
be
very
the-
cautious
must be
about
the
what I'm
col-
doing.
Must be red. That must be what's attracting them, the color, right?
I didn't know that they could see color, but that's okay.
Most animals have some degree of color blindness, you're right, so.
So, but anyway, well, bees don't because they're attracted to
No,
the
the
color
insect,
of
the insects and the
insect world is
birds
different.
can actually see more colors than we can.
Plenty of bees, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Well, we want to be careful about all of that stuff because we depend on them for food, a lot more than people give them credit for. So you got to be careful of their pesticides, the insecticides.
We depend on the truck drivers for our food. By the way, back in the bus up, prime rib, best prime rib I ever had is the Village Inn in Drake. Just
Where is that located? Is that on Lakeview or is it someplace else?
I think it's Broadway Road in Drake.
Yeah, I know where they are.
You want to have a good prime rib? Oh my God, unbelievable. That's the place to go. Whenever Monday Night Dinner Club, my battery's died. Whenever Monday Night Dinner Club picks the Village Inn, we'll have 16 people go to that dinner. They love it.
How do you make that pick every week? Do they vote?
It goes by alphabetical order, so if you're a participant, when we get to C, say, Sam, you can pick or pass.
Oh, okay. All
And
right.
so some people will say, like this week, Charlene Frischman, she's it's her pick. So she might pick, She told me she's going to pick, so
Okay,
that's how it works.
that's good. Everybody gets a chance to,
Well, like I said, the smoke shop, if you happen to like barbecue, it's very good.
yes,
And
recommend
the
it.
asides were very good. I had a few things. Well, anyway, coming up to 7 o'clock, please don't leave us. We'll be on from 7 to 8. Vivian Merrill is here, and we'll talk about a whole pile of things going on in Chelmsford.
I hope.
We're even going to pick one of the chances and see who wins.
I get to pick three.
Three?
Oh, 3?
This weekend. I'm gonna be out of town, so let's do all three.
Well, let's
Okay,
get
sounds
it-
good to me.
Get it out of the
All
way,
right.
right?
We'll be back.
I like it. Okay. Vivian can sit here.
So if you send, get well cards, that's Bobby's address down at Tufts Medical Center down in Boston. So take your fancy phone out there and take a picture of this address. We'll be with you in a minute, so thanks.
Welcome back to City Life. We're here for about 57 minutes or less. It's 56 minutes now. Anyway, I'm Evelyn Thoren. I'm your host. And we have Sam Chase, also from Chelmsford, as your co-host. Vivian Merrill is here from Chelmsford as our guest this morning. There's a whole lot of hats that she wears, and we'll go through each one of them and see what's going on in Chelmsford. It is summer, so things may be a little bit slower.
Now, look at this. Our names are directly under us.
Can happen.
I don't
cosmic.
think
Was
I've
that
ever seen that before.
intended?
Just a second now, children.
Now he's gonna have to fix it.
I've been doing this for like 12 years, okay?
And this is the first time
15
you
years.
noticed?
First time you've noticed
Has
this,
it always
Sam?
been like that? It's the
Yes.
first time I've noticed it.
Yes. Yeah, your name has always been there.
Okay, no, but I mean, yeah, okay, I got it.
Underneath who it is, yeah.
Yeah, perfect. I love it.
So anyway, Bob Hoey isn't here. He's at the Tufts Medical Center, and John had put up an address if you want to send him a card. The other thing is prayers are always welcome for his cardiac situation. And so we look forward to the day he can come back and join us and tell us about all of his experiences.
Well, prayers are really helpful with Bobby right now. He's, when he went down there, they attached, and we went down there with a machine on him. And then Tufts put another machine on him, and that got him through the weekend, and they took one machine off yesterday, 2 days ago. And then yesterday, they tested his heart, and they found out that it's getting stronger, so they're happy with it. And they might take the other machine off
So
today or tomorrow.
have they ruled out a transplant or not?
That, somebody in the family was talking about that, but I only talked to Michelle, that's his wife, and transplant I've not heard transplant come out of
Okay,
her.
so they're, okay.
I don't ask a lot of questions, whatever she offers, I'll take.
Exactly right.
So I was of the impression from the information you shared.
On Facebook, yeah, I put a thing out every day.
Right, that a stent was put in, so it sounds as if he had a lot of, we'll say, clogged
Well, the best thing
areas.
that happened to him is they med-flooded him to Boston. If
right.
you have a health incident, your best bet is to get your butt to Boston.
I agree.
Don't fool around with any local hospital. Oh, I love Leahy Clinic. Yeah, okay, get out and see how full their morgue is, okay? So Boston Hospital's where you need to go.
I'll remember that. Ought to be fun driving.
Well, you up in New Hampshire, they have that Dartmouth Hitchcock, that's where you want to go. You have a problem, you want to go to Dartmouth, that's where you want to go for a fantastic hospital.
So far, I haven't had too much issues. I did go to New
Well, we're
England
all get-
Baptist.
Well, nobody gets out of here alive, so it's just something to be aware of.
Yeah, some of us have to leave earlier than later.
Well-
All right, so we wish Bob, all the best. And we'll
Absolutely.
continue to pray for him, and we'll see how things develop with regard to that. So,
I got 2 texts, and then you're going to be able to continue. I'm going to put them up on the screen here. Come on, baby, get up there. Okay. Got one more to go. And got to make them bigger.
oh my gosh. That's funny.
Do deer have a lot of dough? I heard a couple of bucks.
God
That's
help
from
us.
Bart. That's from the last hour. But
It's a little early for
Evelyn
us.
running over animals up in New Hampshire. That's one of her new hobbies.
I
With her
haven't
car.
run over anything, and this was all this was all pretty local, except for whatever the coyote or the fox was.
Great food talk. Unfortunately, food addiction is a real thing that a lot of people experience.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm addicted to food. If I don't eat, I'm going to die.
Good
Yeah, but that's not what they're referring to.
So what are they referring to, Ev?
Okay, food addiction, that's, you can have to have
It's like being-
candy.
It's like being
You-
addicted to alcohol or
Yes.
cigarettes.
Well, there is sugar alcohol. There is alcohol in it.
Head down to the Bridge Club and see if you can get some help.
Right, and then some people just have to always eat carbs. They're not eating enough protein because of whatever that is. Potato chips, ice cream. There's a lot of different things that people they think they have to have.
They love it, yeah. I
Yeah,
bet you.
and trying to get off the sugar stuff is
Tastes
definitely,
good. That's why
A
they
lot
eat
of
it.
that's bioengineered food also.
well, a lot of it. Some of it
Yeah.
isn't.
Well,
But
thank you for that
you gotta read it.
explanation. Before we get too far down the road, Vivian, do you like prime rib?
I do.
There you
So
go.
where do you get the best prime rib in your,
would
I
say
know
probably
at
Buckley's.
home, but for restaurant
Say
wise.
probably Buckley's up in there, Merrimack, New
What's it called?
Hampshire. Buckley's.
Buckley's, never heard of it.
Is that a restaurant or,
Yeah.
okay.
Yep, it's a
Never heard of
restaurant.
it.
Yeah.
Okay. Have you been to the Village Inn in Drake?
Not in a long time.
Back to you, Ev, thanks.
Okay. Have you been to Princeton Station?
Yeah, that's good.
Not in a long time.
Princeton Station, they have excellent prime rib, but
They do.
Supreme is,
We went to the Granite Steak and Grill. That's on Route 11 in Rochester, right off of 16.
I have never had a bad meal at Princeton Station.
And
Never.
I did have
Yeah.
the senior meal, which is prime rib. But when you take a look at it, basically it looks like ribeye.
Okay.
So,
and for the best steak around, Cavalieros on Lawrence Street in Lowell, oh my God.
Yes, I agree with you on that one. Yes.
Cavalieros,
I need to get out more. That's
Yes.
all this tells me.
it's on Lawrence Street in Lowell, and if you go there, oh my God,
Yeah.
over the top.
well, we were
steak is-
talking about, we did go to the smoke
delicious.
shop.
Absolutely
Okay,
agree with
I've
you
heard a
on
lot
that.
of chatter about it.
Yes.
Because it just opened.
Yes, and.
I'm waiting for Manja Manja's to open out in Borica.
What's
What is their
Manja Manja?
special?
They're down on 3A. They're an Italian restaurant.
Oh,
I won't vote for
They got
Italian.
taken out by a fire a few months ago, and they've been rebuilding the whole building.
I don't need to eat Italian, I make it.
Well, there you go.
oh, I
If
love
I'm,
it.
if
I
I'm
love
going
it.
out, usually I want to go out for Chinese, and I want to go out for sushi, because that's what I happen to like.
Raw fish. Bleh.
I'm with him. Sorry, man.
It's okay, because it's something I don't make,
Yeah.
you know, and I,
Well, we went
good
to,
for
we
you,
went to-
because, yeah.
Tewksbury Luna Rosa, we went to Luna Rosa the other night for dinner. What a machine they have out there, honest to God. You go in there, they got 10 employees, at least 10, running around, unstoppable. It's like a little 2-year-old kid running around. That's how much they run around. And you can see the chefs cooking your food. Fantastic.
I want to, while you mention it, I want to mention one other place that has very good prime rib, believe it or not, is Summer Street Grocers, okay? And.
Where is Summer Street? Summer Street who?
Summer Street in Chelmsford, right across from the liquor store, John Harrington's old liquor store.
Which is it still Lincoln Liquors?
It's still
Yeah.
Lincoln Liquors. And you go to, it's a grocery store.
It's in the strip mall.
I would call it a high-end grocery store, if there is such a thing. But one of the things they do is, they do have a deli counter, but they do put up prepackaged dinners, meals. And it's a good deal. You could get a nice prime rib dinner. It gives you, with a vegetable and potato or whatever in the prime rib. all in a package, and it is really, I mean,
Never heard of the place. What is it again?
very good. Summer Street Grocers.
Now, up the street, my wife Ellen, she goes to that butcher that's on the Chelmsford Lowell line there.
Yeah, this is not near
Alpine,
that.
that's
Alpine,
Alpine.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're very good.
Right, but
Yeah.
this is
Delicious
not near
stuff.
that.
Yeah.
And Summer Street, you can take the food and eat out. You know, you buy it and can eat out. It's not like it's
And-
not a restaurant per se. And then also.
Well,
up-
they don't have any eat-in
No, but they do have,
capability
you know, if you
there.
want a cup of coffee or you want to have
Right.
something that they might have.
So is
They have
this
little
something like
tables
this?
out there.
So Sam, I take it home and cook this, or I can take
It's
it out
already cooked.
I can take it out in the car and eat it.
You can take it out in the car and eat it. By the time you get home, you may want to zap it in the microwave for 30 seconds just to warm it up again. But I'm telling you, their stuff is really, really good. And they have a nice prime rib, prepackaged
That's wild.
dinner, which is really,
And what does it run for? Do you remember?
it's not that, I can't remember the exact number, but it's reasonable. It's reasonably priced. It's not overpriced. You know, especially when you figure it's prepackaged, which is labor, right, that has to go into that. So, yeah, no, it's, if the food is outstanding, they also make wonderful sandwiches, okay? Very, very generous amounts of meat and filling and so on. Yeah, I recommend that for the
Anyway,
prime
there's a
rib.
bunch of restaurants along in
Yeah.
that strip mall. I think I went to one of them once a very long time ago, but generally speaking, we've done Nobo, we've done Fishbones, Princeton Station.
Well, everybody does fish bones.
I say Four Seasons down on Central Street's decent too. I like them. That's
Well, there's a lot of restaurants out there,
Yes.
but there's also a lot of places up where we are, and there's a place called Pop's Clamshell that's in Alton Bay.
Oh, yeah.
And they have a great lobster roll.
Do you know Pop?
No.
Oh, okay.
So, and he's only open like long weekends, so there's certain days of the week they're not open, so if anybody thinks they want to go up there, you know, when they don't think there's a lot of people, make sure that you check all the hours of all of the different restaurants that's out there. So, you know, there's a lot of different things that you can. I heard that T-Bones that's in Hudson is moving. They're building a much better facility someplace, so I don't know what that is. But anyway,
Texas Roadhouse is good too.
Yes.
I haven't been to one of those in a very
Very
long
good.
time.
Sam, I'm not hearing you as good as where is
All
that
right.
microphone?
Well,
on?
maybe I need to do this.
that's
Is that
Thank
better?
you. Yeah, I'm hearing better.
All right.
So, comment from the audience. Remember growing up on
Yes.
Sunday dinner, our moms would cook a roast beef and the house would smell unbelievable.
Yes.
That
Well,
was-
I will tell him,
That's
it was my
true.
father that did most of the cooking. And then my mother, if we had dessert, it was a boxed cake or brownies, boxed brownies.
did-
So what was
like
your
to cook?
dad's specialty? Did he have a special thing that you liked?
No. Generally speaking,
So you had army food, okay.
no. You asked me if I had a special
MREs.
thing. All of it was just fine. And then
That's
he was the
fine,
one that
that's-
taught me how to cook, because when my mother went back to work and I was 13, I would come home and then he would he had things all lined up at 13 years old, and he'd walk me through what was going to be for dinner, so it would be all ready when he brought my mother home from work.
My mother was a fantastic cook. I hope my mother is not listening this morning. My wife is a much better cook.
Wow.
Because she tried to mimic some of the favorite dishes that my mother would make. And when she made them, it's just so much more delicious.
My father took over most of the meals when he retired, because my mother was still working. But when she went back to work, and he couldn't do all of the different things, and he couldn't tell her how to do it, then it fell on my sister and myself to do that.
Well,
But
it's
when
good,
my
'cause then you
father,
learned how to cook.
when my father died, my mother didn't know how to cook. She kept asking us for stuff, and I kept going down there and doing stuff, because she knew how to scramble an egg. She knew how to make oatmeal out of a
But
packet.
laziness had kicked in. Your father spoiled her.
She never liked to cook. She never liked to do any of the
I
stuff.
think that's the answer, because in my opinion, I don't think cooking is that difficult. Okay, if
I
you,
just find it so easy to go to Market Kitchen, get a
well,
thing to
you're
go.
right, but
But this new place, Sam, I
it's
gotta
not complicated.
drill
It
down
really
on where
isn't.
this place is, Sam's
There's a
bragging
lot of
about.
basic stuff that's not complicated. When I had all of the joint replacements and I couldn't cook, I would, from the living room. I
You
would
could
say
read
to
a
Glenn,
recipe,
"This is
you
what
can
do."
cook.
And so he learned how to do poached salmon baked potatoes and
salmon.
steamed broccoli, and, he did all kinds of different things under direction.
Your husband likes salmon. I don't like salmon.
Oh, yeah. But we poached
not a
that.
fan.
But you did like
Swordfish. I'm a swordfish guy.
but you did like the cod that I made last week.
I generally like, the only fish I don't care for is salmon.
We had real mashed potatoes.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't do
Not
fake
fake
potatoes.
potatoes. I don't ask. I find them very tasty. I don't care if they're, I don't know where they came
You
from.
like the fake ones?
I don't know. I don't ask.
Oh, you can always.
I haven't had
you
fake
can
potatoes in
tell.
a long time.
Yeah, it's
What I
always
used to
okay.
use fake potatoes, when they say fake potato, they're really potatoes, but they're processed.
I'll tell you the worst potatoes. I had these when I was in the Army. And everyone thinks, everybody peels potatoes in the Army. When I was in the Army, they used to buy, the mess people, they bought what they call ready peels. You ever heard of those?
No.
They're real potatoes, but they're pre-peeled. The problem is they soak them in some chemical, all right, so
Gonna
that
say
they
that's the only
don't
way they
turn
would
brown.
survive.
And, yeah, exactly. Trust me, folks, you're better off peeling the potatoes when you get them. Don't eat these. I've never seen them in the store, but when I was in the military, that's what we had. We had the ready peels, and they were soaked in chemicals. And to the point where when they were made into mashed potatoes, you could still taste the chemical. It was awful,
Well, even
okay?
my Democratic friends praising.
stopped eating mashed potatoes
John,
at that point.
whatever his name is, Kennedy, the guy in charge of health, for getting rid of,
RFK,
thank you.
I
For
think he's
getting rid
on-
of the food dyes.
he's on the right track, I think.
Yeah, in a lot of areas he is.
You know the old saying, John, you are what you eat, okay? So you put that stuff into you, it can't be good.
But I have a lot of my blue underwear Democrats that go like, I don't like what's going on, but RFK, when he took out the food dyes, that's a good idea.
Absolutely.
There's other things that he's also
Yep.
dealing with, but
He's on the right
you don't
track.
have to peel potatoes as long as they're not green, among other things. And,
Don't get ready peels, sorry.
well, I've never even heard of that. But a lot of times, I just I wash
They call them canned now.
the outside of the potato, and we do eat the skins.
Can you
I'm
still
a
get, when I was a
consumer.
kid, you
Gotta
could get
It's really good.
canned.
All right, well, that's enough about food. We've
Potatoes.
talked a lot about
still
food this
have
morning.
those?
Oh, yeah.
We can
okay.
talk a lot more about food,
Yeah.
but Vivian is here, and we have different things. So
Oh.
the first,
We're gonna have some excitement here, I think, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
highly
Okay.
technologically
so
accurate.
tell us
excitement.
about the holiday prelude, in case people don't know what that is in Chelmsford, and what your goal is, what you're doing, what you created to do.
All right. The Holiday Prelude and Tree Lighting event is held every first Sunday in December in Chelmsford Center and on the Common. Basically, there are two huge trees that get lit up at 5 o'clock. The event itself runs from 4 to 6. There's like a big stage that have performers. We have a lot of events going on at the Center of the Arts. All the little businesses in the center, like Old Mill House has a whole artisan fair, and all the little businesses do their little thing, a little activity or whatever. There's a DJ down there. We have tractor rides. I'm debating on whether or not to do the horse rides this year, because that was a little problematic last year, because the crowds were so big. We have Santa in his house right on the Common. We have the old schoolhouse that has storytelling. This year, we're going to move the face painters in there, because half the time it's so cold, their makeup freezes up and you can't see it. So that's a lot of fun. The Toll House is open. They're usually serving cookies and cocoa there. We have the Lions Club, I believe, is going to do cookies and cocoa this year for us right on the Common. Last year, we had some popcorn. I don't know if we're going to have that this year. A lot of it's volunteer-based. If you have an activity that you'd like to do at the Prelude, by all means, get in touch with me. We also do a lot of our own fundraising to, like, pay for the DJ and pay for different things that happen on the Prelude. If decorations break, we got to replace them, that kind of thing. And a couple of the things we do for fundraising is a calendar raffle for the month of August, where every day we pick a new winner. The tickets were $10. All our prizes are donated by local businesses or different, people in Chelmsford or Lowell, wherever they happen to be from. We also did a flea market series. I have one left on August 23rd over at the Garrison House. Vendor spaces are $25. All the vendor fees go to the Prelude, and you sell whatever you want, and it's free to the public. It'll run from 9 to 1. If it happens to rain that day, we'll do it on Sunday, the 24th. So that was new this year. And then in September, we're going to start doing some heavy-duty planning to actually put the event together. Love to have a little more active help with that. We do have a committee with like 5 people, and we, do the best we can. We're always looking for new minds to, put together a big party, that kind of thing.
Is this the holiday decorating committee that you're talking about?
Yes,
Okay.
yes. I would like to take a couple of years off just because I got other things I need to do, and this basically takes up every single month of the year between planning and trying to fundraise and do all kinds of things, and by the time it's done, I'm like, I've had it with freaking Christmas.
Yes, because you talk
It
about it all year
sounds
long.
terrible. Yeah, it is. It's like a year-round thing at this point.
See, I
So-
never was tired of Christmas. Remember, I had a craft shop and we did shows, and there was always a Christmas section. I always loved doing it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. It's like, like I said, I've been doing it for about 10, 11 years now, and I just want to take a year or 2 off. So if somebody else wants to learn the ropes, by all means, get in touch with me. And basically, you can make it your own. I mean, whatever we can get volunteers to do, whatever people want to do, let's
It's
talk
very-
about it, make it happen, make it a big event.
Unfortunately, and you know this because you're experiencing it, as time goes on, it becomes more and more difficult to get volunteers to step up for these committee positions in town. Where we have the problem on the parade committee.
I know.
And a lot of people don't realize the 4th of July parade, which is a big blowout event in Chelmsford. I don't mean to steal
It's
your...
huge, no.
I don't mean to
it's
steal
bigger
your
than the
holiday
Prelude.
thing.
It really
but
is.
the thing
huge.
is, that doesn't just happen, okay? It takes a tremendous amount of planning and logistics planning and so forth. And a lot of the folks on the parade committee have been doing it for 20 years, and they're getting tired, okay? And over the next couple of years, you're going to lose people from that committee. And if people don't step up, we're not going to have a 4th of July parade anymore. And I would hate to see that happen with the holiday
Sam,
decorating committee.
The town has got to decide, it's a paid position. Hire somebody that does it full-time. I'll tell you,
Never happen.
every single community that's out there, all this stuff's going away.
It won't
You're
happen.
asking way too much for free. I'm going to shut the mics off.
I
It's
could
been
not,
there all along,
I could
though.
not agree with you more. You're absolutely right.
And everybody's kid wants a new cell phone. They want an iPad. They want internet 24/7. They want a TV in their bedroom. They want cable in their bedroom. This all costs money.
And yeah, people are working.
And we
People
want,
are working
we want
hard.
you to stop what you're doing, come down and help the town for free.
Yep.
It's a thankless job where all you hear is complaints from people.
Yep.
No, it's been going on for hundreds of years.
Try
though.
being an assessor.
So I'm going to shut your mics off. I'm going to do these announcements. First of all, comment from Bart. Oh my God, I don't believe I'm hearing clam up. I got a massive haddock.
Hey, that's pretty good. I like that.
Pretty swift, okay. Going to go with, if you want an announcement on City Life, real easy thing to do, just send me a text, and I'll put it out there. Moving right along, this went down. The farmer's market happens, thanks to our community teamwork. They have a farmer's market in lovely Lowell, Massachusetts, every week. On Friday, starts at 2 o'clock, goes till 6, at 350A Dutton Street. So tomorrow, from 2 to 6p. I know it's going to be a rainy day, but they'll still be there. You want some fresh vegetables? Scoot over 350A Dutton Street, and what you do is inbound. So you're coming from Keith Academy, or coming from the train station. Head towards City Hall. Going down Dutton Street. Instead of taking a left on Broadway, take a right at that same light, and that's a little bridge. It brings you over, and you'll see the farmer's market there. It's from there to 2 to 6. Today's the last day of July, so the Chelmsford Senior Center is going to have, for lunch today, the Veterans Breakfast. hot dogs, beans, brown bread, tomato, and cucumber salad. Sounds yummy. Lowell Senior Center, open 7 days a week. Today they're having a traveling chef. Don't know what that is, but it's always yummy over there. Moving right along, we need cops in every town, from Dunstable to Tewksbury. We need cops. A good step to take if you want to be a cop is to take this civil service exam, and it's coming up. This is an informational session, info session. It's free, so take your fancy phone, take a picture of this slide, and get one of your grandkids to get involved, because we need cops. And good fresh start. And there's a phone number you can call right down here, and try to get into this thing that's happening this afternoon. Moving right along to the next announcement. The Puerto Rican Festival is coming up this weekend. Now, the Puerto Rican Festival is going to be down at the JFK Plaza, if you don't know where that is. That's next to Lowell City Hall, right in front of the police station. And they're going to have some yummy food there Saturday, August 2nd. So I hope it's not a rainy day that day, but it's going to be a beautiful weekend. You don't have to be Puerto Rican to go. And for both ladies and men, there's a lot of eye candy there, a lot of music, and a lot of scrumptious food. So please consider going to that. And they have a website down the bottom here. If you want to take a picture of this slide, they have a QR code. So that's this Saturday at the JFK Plaza. Also this Saturday at the JFK Plaza with the Puerto Rican Festival, these are some of the musicians that are going to be there, some of the acts that are going to be there. Good time to be had by all. Starts at noontime, and it goes until 9 p.m. So good time to be had by all. St. Ferdinand's Armenian Church out at 180 Old Westford Road in Chelmsford. They're having their annual picnic. Sunday, August 3rd. And look at the food down here. And if you love shish kebab, lash kebab, chicken kebab, whatever you see something you like there, you're in for a treat. So that's this Sunday from noon to 5 p.m. at the St. Ferdinand's Armenian Church. They have a gigantic piece of property up there, 180 Old Westford Road out in Chelmsford. Tingsboro Block Party is coming up August 23rd. And that's it's going to be Saturday, August 23rd, rain or shine, 11 a.m. until the fireworks start at dusk. And that's my last. I had another one that came yesterday. I got to go dig that out, but I'll interrupt Evelyn in a minute about that other stuff. Here we go, Ed. Thanks.
Okay, well, welcome back after all those wonderful announcements that we have. Just makes your day, but there's plenty to keep you busy, and it's not just in the Lowell area or Drake-it and Tewksbury and Tingsboro, but Chelmsford has a lot of stuff going on too. So Vivian is here, and the hat we're talking about now that she's wearing is the holiday prelude. Mm-hmm. So you may finish with what you were talking about in terms of that, because we have a raffle.
Yes.
We do.
And you were selling.
The August calendar raffle officially starts tomorrow. We're going to pick the winners for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday today, because I don't want to have to do all the work myself. So, and I have 3 lovely volunteers that don't even know they've been volunteered yet, but here they are. The prize for August 1st is a Princess House gift certificate for $50. Who wants to be the first to pick?
You can write on the tag what date
Oh,
it is.
yeah.
Go ahead, Evelyn.
All right, we'll just
All right.
work it this way.
Just shake it up, and there's my highly technologically accurate system over here. All right, thank you.
Okay, Samuel next.
So we have Terry and Butch, which were actually reached out to me through Facebook Messenger, and I will get in touch with them to let them know they have won their prize and figure out how to get it to
So
them.
they've won the Patty Lynch Princess House gift certificate. I have no idea what that is.
Oh,
Do you-
Princess
Patty
House
Lynch
is
is
glass.
is the consultant that sells it. Yeah, it's like
Okay.
housewares and things like that.
I have Princess House
Do you?
crystal, yeah.
Well,
I don't know what to do with it. I gave it
So the
away.
prize for the second was sponsored by the Chelmsford Dog Association. It's a $100 gift certificate to the Emerald Rose Restaurant in Billerica. John is pulling the winner for that right now. And thank you, Sam.
Thanks, Em.
okay,
Thank you, John. That's high labor right there.
that's right.
That
You
goes
get my
to
bill
Danielle
tomorrow.
Corsino of North Chelmsford.
Daniel Corsino.
Danielle, yeah?
Danielle.
Yes. 100.
Wow, $100.
Yep, to
That's-
Emerald Rose.
That's a good
Cash?
deal.
No, gift certificate.
Gift certificate.
Okay.
To a restaurant.
What restaurant?
Emerald Rose.
Where is it?
It's in Route 3A in Billerica.
Okay.
Nice.
So that's a
Alright.
big one. So now it's Sam's turn. He's going to pick the prize for August 3rd, which is a donation from the Parley Farm in Chelmsford for 3 pumpkins this fall. when
3
they-
pumpkins. There you
When
go.
they finish growing at this point, which they
Yep.
should almost be there, because we're in August
Well,
already,
if you
know
like
what
fresh
I mean?
vegetables in Chelmsford, Parley's is on Pine Hill Road.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a little farm stand that's there. There's a lot of stuff there.
They have
so-
corn now.
135 Pine Hill.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
Yeah, there you go. The winner of that is Arthur Glatt. He is on Parker Road, and we'll get
Arthur
in touch
Blatt.
with him. Glatt.
Oh, Glatt. Gee, okay.
Yeah,
For 3
for
pumpkins.
3 pumpkins
Now,
from the Parley Farm.
does he get to select the pumpkins?
I would assume so.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right, that's good.
Yeah. I
Do you have
can't-
other people for next week?
We'll probably do that in-house, but yeah, I mean.
Okay, because we
can-
could just keep going.
We could, but do we really want to?
No, you don't want
It's up to you. You want to do one more, or you want to do anything?
No, she's doing this because she's not going to be around this weekend, so
Right.
we're knocking off 3 days, right?
We are.
That's good.
Yes,
Okay.
yes. So
That makes sense.
Well, there you go.
that was my heavy labor for today, for the
You've got-
holiday prelude.
You've got some good
Yeah, if
gifts
we-
here.
If we want any last-minute ticket winners, I mean, you got most of the month there.
So how much are the chances to do this?
$10.
So each one is 10.
Yes, you can message me on Facebook, you can contact the town collector's office, they will know definitely how to get a hold of me. We also have a Venmo option that my daughter's helping me out with, which has been fantastic, that's helped out a lot of people. And everybody's gunning for the prize on the 29th, is it the 29th, or, no, the 30th, because it's a propane-fired fire pit.
Yep.
It's like a big square thing, and a lot of
Given
people
by
are
anonymous.
excited. Yeah, yeah.
I like anonymous.
I know who the donor is, and she's like, I need to get this out of my living room. It's like, well, you got another month of that, so keep coffee tabling. And, I mean, we have a lot of nice prizes.
So now, are you doing this for September, October, November?
No,
Okay, just August.
just August. Last year I tried it for 2 months, and it was a lot. This year I'm only doing it for 1 month, because.
I think that makes sense.
Yeah, I'm already burnt out. I don't want to burn out anymore. And,
Well, I'm just backing the bus up a little bit. Jay sends this comment to us. It makes good sense. Unfortunately, it's another thing youth are not getting involved in, sadly. That's volunteerism.
Yep. True.
And so how do you, with all these kids going around with their computer
well,
in their
they're
pocket,
in
they're
soccer,
outlawed.
they're in dance, they're
Well,
in
that's-
gym,
yes.
they're doing this.
There's a
they're
lot of-
doing
The
that,
majority of them are doing
and
nothing.
everybody's running around.
I don't know, all my guys are doing something, and the other ones that
Kids
don't
are-
do anything, don't want to do anything either, but then,
They're in daycare programs,
Busy.
after-school
Kids are busy.
programs.
yeah. And then if you go to the parents of that generation, like my kids, the 2 of them have jobs, and then they're running the kids everywhere. And the fathers are taking a lot more responsibility than the prior generation did, generally speaking.
I think that's true.
And there's a lot of backup with that, and we don't
Then
need to
you've
go
got
into
the
them.
opposite end of the rainbow, where everybody's just running amok and can't get their act together.
Well, I think the men now know that watching their own dads being workaholics, say, you know what, I'm not going to do what my father did. I'm going to make sure I make time for my kids.
Well, my kids are certainly doing that, but they're also workaholics, so there's a lot of
Wonder where that
information
came
I don't
from.
need. Yeah, I know. They had two overachieving
Well, if
parents.
you have two parents working full-time, I mean, the men have to participate. You can't put the whole thing on the woman, you know?
Well, that depends. All right, so we've got the holiday prelude. Is there anything else that you can think of you would like to share? Doesn't mean you can't, come back in another 6 weeks.
Yeah, I'm going to send you an updated flyer for the flea market for August, so you can display that as part of your announcements. I just got to wait for it to be done. The designer's been a little bit busy. And that's about it for the prelude. Like